time to go racing out in the Midwest. We go to Kansas for the 5-hour Energy 400 under the daytime sun. And on the poles, the 32 of Benny Watson trying to turn around a horrible start to the season that he's had. Two's outside the 2 of Luke Ray trying to keep up some momentum to keep himself in the chase. And then 30 Led Brailsford trying to turn around a horrible season. Riley Sampson trying to keep a decent season going in 4th. And Dale Lightning trying to recover some ground he's lost in the last races, rounds out the top 5. They have Max Harrison in 6th, Isaac Nichols in 7th, Danny Lloyd in 8th, then Carson Bowers in 9th. He won the truck race yesterday, and Special Google on 2nd in points, rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Carter Friesen in the 38 with Colton Yeo in the 37. And then there's TJ Hanley, he's 3rd in points, and Jack Marshall in the 22. They have Steve Locker and Larry Bouchard Jr., along with Tyler Fink and Stephen Baker. James Stableo, and there's Mac Johnson. They have Steve Morgan and Jake Galloway, Justin Zidell and Nathan Stapleton. Then there's Code Luigi and Griffin Lynn, Trey Rainey and Jake Jefferson. Then there's John Gambit and Johnny Gardner. Points leader Louis Tractable, he's on the inside but starting at the back of the field with Jeff Brent, the 5-2's outside. They have Joe Jefferson and Taylor Brian Price, Stephen Taylor and Jonathan Rains. Then there's Jonathan Beeford and Alexander Rowe, Diego Yepez and Jake West. And in the final row, you have Patrick Smith on the 34, Derek Hamel in the 55, 2 is outside row. That is your 40-car starting lap here at Kansas. Let's get that track set to get the command to fire the engines.
On behalf of the many great folks at Bass Pro Shops, Tracker, and MB&A, gentlemen, start your engines!
Business as usual today, buddy. Nice and easy. Give your seatbelts a little tucked for you, buddy. You're ready to rock and roll. Buddy, be ready here now. Feel that thing out real good here for the first lap or so. Make sure you got a good feel for it.
Kansas is a very interesting track. Track position is big. Inside row is also big. You want to be up at the front. If you get out front, you can hold it for a lot. But pit cycles, green flag pit cycles, could definitely impact how this race goes. If we see a yellow during that, could turn the whole race upside down. Pace car is off 41 laps. Benny Watson on the pole. Luke Ray 2's outside. Ford front row for the start of the 5-hour Energy 400. We're racing. Three wide further back, inside the top 10. Benny Watson from the pole leads lap 1. Eli Bright gets cleared to 2nd. Dale Lightning cleared to 3rd. Those are... Oh, Danny Lloyd to the outside wall. Down to Spatch Kukulon. Up into the outside wall. Again, he comes back down. Now Stapleton and TJ Hanley make contact. Lloyd makes contact with Hanley. We keep it going straight though, but Lloyd does have some right side damage, so there could be a tire rub as well. It's a tough break for Lloyd there. Gone to the outside wall entering turn 1. Maybe just a little bit too wide of an arc there trying to enter the corner. Really affected how he got to the corner there. 3 cars pull away. Watson, Bright, and Lightning. Carter Friesen grabs 4th. And it's a log jam. 5th on back for spots inside the top 5. Here comes Eli Bright with the peak for the race lead on Benny Watson. Right up to his corner panel. Gets tight though. Has to let off and Watson keeps the race lead. Eli falls back. Here comes Dale Lightning in the 51 looking low. He couldn't get there though. Eli retains 2nd for now, but he goes up the track. Lightning takes advantage to the bottom lane. He comes. Side by side for the 2nd position, all behind Benny Watson, who's leading it. The front 10 look like they've gotten pretty nice spread out clear. See if Eli can get down line 3rd. If Carter Friesen's coming hard in the bottom lane, he might be able to get to 3rd here in the 38 down the backstretch. Here he comes to the bottom. Now Dale Lightning's going to try and gain on Benny Watson. Carter Friesen's going to grab 3rd from Eli Bright. Top 3 for that 38 car. He has a win at Phoenix. Eli's kicked back to 4th. Larry Bouchard Jr. Daytona winner inside the top 5. He could be going for 4th right here in turn number 1. Eli, though, trying to get down in line. He does go a little high there. Larry Bouchard Jr. does have a run to the bottom lane. So Bouchard to the inside for 4th. This going to allow Max Harrison and others to catch up. Eli could fall outside the top 10 if he cannot get down line soon enough. Still on the outside. Larry Bouchard Jr. is going to get by him. Right here he has a hole. Max Harrison really messed up 3 and 4, 1 up high. Eli falls back to 5th. All because he got passed by one driver. All because Dale Lightning got to his inside. Eli falls back to 5th. Just shows how being on the outside here at Kansas, not a good thing. Eli now looking back for 4th on Larry Bouchard Jr. trying to regain that ground he lost. Tyler Fink and Max Harrison in a battle with James Stableo. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th. Ninth is now Jake Gowen, his teammate Riley Sampson going for 10th on Carson Bowers. Remember, we said Bowers won the Trek race here yesterday. How sweet would it be if he could grab a Gatorade Cup Series victory once again, this time at Kansas. So front three really pulled away. Benny Watson, then Dale Lightning's kind of closing, he's trying. Carter Friesen has pulled away. And then 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are in a battle. Larry Bishop Jr. leading Eli Bright, Max Anderson, Tyler Fink, and James Stablio around as Anderson has a run into Eli Bright. Oh, right there, Bowers was sideways off of turn number 2 with Sebastian Kuklon, but they're able to hold on to their cars, keep them going straight. That could have been a big incident right there. Marshall up into Stapleton, gets tight, has to allow off. And how about, we talk about how bad the outside lane is. Luke Ray started outside the front row, and here he is now back in 20th, now 19th. From 2nd to 19th, we've only completed 7 laps. He's going for 18th now, his teammate Jack Marshall, who really had tough 3 and 4 right there. Eli Bright got stuck on the high side, just lost a few more spots. Tyler Fink and Max Anderson just went right around him. There's another attack from James Stablios at 88. Now handling right now, so the caution is out. Yellow number 1. Benny Watson leads us back. Derek Hamill involved with Stephen Baker. 2 car incidents. They came off turn number 2. And back in front, Benny Watson, your pole has led every lap thus far. Everyone will get to regroup right here, maybe even some pit stops. We'll see if they think they can make it. I'll actually stay with you until we get to pit road. Because this kind of borderline, I don't know if they can make it from here or not. If they pit, they could definitely just go fuel only on the pit stop later. That's even if they have to pit. So we'll see who comes down if someone stays out possibly. Looks like they're all going to be coming down for a change of tires and a splash of Sunoco racing fuel. So here comes Watson leading the field down pit road. Dale Lightning, Carter Friesen, Larry Bishop Jr., Max Anderson, Fink, Bright, Stabolito, Galloway. Also Sampson, that's your top 10. As everyone coming down pit road, no one deciding to stay out. Benny Watson. Here he is, leading us down pit road into his pit stall. That number 1 pit stall for starting on the pole. And that's going to be beneficial for him on the race off pit road. You just have to get to that line right in front of the pit box. Also be beneficial for Luke Ring, who has the 2nd pit box. He can try to get right out immediately to gain some positions. Stablito, 2-tire call on that 10 car. He'll leave with the race lead. Watson will get 2nd out. Dale Lightning 3rd. Carter Friesen. And here comes the rest of the field out. But man, James Stablio with the call to take just 2 right side tires. It's going to get him the Trek position. But can he hold it? He'll have some worn left side tires. So we'll see what happened to Derek Hamill and also Stephen Baker in the 96. They went 3 wide through 1 and 2. Danny Lloyd kind of comes up, but Steph Baker I think just got tight right there up into Derek Hamill. And right there, you'll see the 96 and the 55 hooked together. Nowhere for them to go. Baker almost flipping over right there with the weight shift. And Hamill gets to the outside wall hard. So those two are going to have some pretty heavy damage if they stay in the race. But it's pretty hard hits there for Baker and Hamill. As they just got hooked together, I think, right here. And they just couldn't really do anything about it. You can see right there, 96 someone up off the ground. But I don't think he was going fast enough to be able to do a flip right there. So 2 car wreck as they came off turn number 2. Derek Hamill and Stephen Baker. Watson led us back, however. James Stablio with the pit strategy takes 2 right side tires and gets off the pit lane first. Stablio with the race lead once it gets back to the green flag. Getting ready to restart lap number 13. James Stablio with those 2 tires are out front. All 42 cars still left in this race. Stablio with the race lead, we say, just took 2 right side tires. Be interested to see how this strategy plays out for him. 2nd is Benny Watson. He's dominated the race. He started on pole. He's led every lap until this caution. He put on 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Dale Lightning same in 3rd. Carter Friesen 4th. And Tyler Fink rounding up the top 5s. Here we go. Restart number 1. Stablio out front. Can he hold it on those 2 tires? We're about to find out. We got a good jump right there. Green flag. That was a pretty good jump over Benny Watson. Pretty spread out there among this restart. Some moves being made. I believe that was Patrick Smith in the 34 looking low. Now we'll see, though, how these 4 tires play out versus the 2 tires. I'll see if Watson can maybe hug the bottom a little better. Look at Dale Lightning go on the bottom lane. Gets underneath Watson right here. This could be the battle for the race lead if Stablio starts falling back on 2 tires. Talked about track position, how big it is, but once you get caught up top, you're going to be falling multiple positions, not just one. See, Benny Watson right there just fell 3 because he got passed by Dale Lightning. Here they come down the backstretch. Can Lightning gain on Stablio now? As Watson's out of the picture. He's back to 5th. Carter Friesen up to 3rd in the 38. Look at Lightning. How that car's rotating so well in those 4 fresh tires. He can get right by Stablio as long as Friesen does not preoccupy him with trying to make a move right here. 51 had check up though. Really got him tight. Getting right on the back of that 10. Anderson looks low for thirds. Look at Dale Lightning. Cars rotating so well to the quarter panel of that 10. Slows him down and side by side. Dale Lightning beside James Stablito and by him in 3 and 4. Dale Lightning out front now in the 5 Energy 400 at Kansas. As 4 second Max Anderson side by side with Stablito. Watson's gone back up to 4th after getting by Carter Friesen. Now where does he go in this battle? Does he go with Stablito or does he go with Anderson? To the middle he goes. Gets by the 10. Friesen going to try and get by the 32. Isaac Nichols inside the top 5 in the 48 car. Where did he come from? He started a pretty good ways up towards the front, but we didn't really talk about him. Now this caution came out. He got a great pit stop. Now here he is inside the top 5 as Watson tried to attack Max Anderson right there for a second, but couldn't get done. A little too tight right there. And Watson keeps 3rd for now, and Anderson keeps 2nd. So Stablito back to 6th, but still holding some pretty good grounds. The front 5 in a big train, a big draft train. And here comes Max Anderson with peak down low. Can he make it work? Through 3 and 4, tight up the racetrack. Lightning also up the racetrack. Here comes Watson to the back of both of them. As 4th, here comes Isaac Nichols in the 48 charging to the front. He grabs 4th from Carter Friesen easily. And up ahead, Anderson once again on Dale Lightning. There's a run. Can he stay there? Couldn't quite stay there. Down the backstretch. Still 3 cars. 5 cars under a blanket. Harris up the track. Right behind Dale Lightning. That dirty air. But Watson also with the dirty air in the front of his car. Allows Max Anderson to keep 2nd. And Isaac Nichols with a run after they were kind of playing games right there. Nichols looks for 3rd in that 48 car. Couldn't quite get it done there. Stays in line though and he has a good run. Johnny Gardner is right now 6th. Here comes Anderson once again with the peak. This time a better run into turn 3. Watson stays high in the 32. Nichols to the bottom. Max Anderson out front. Trying to clear Dale Lightning. Lap 20 is underway. Max Anderson leading. Here comes Nichols. 51-32 gone to the wall pretty hard. Nichols though to the bomb. He's looking. He has a run. That 48 car looks pretty strong. And with those 2 bounce off the wall, they drop back. Now Johnny Gardner could get into their draft to try and catch up. Nichols once again with the peak. To the bottom lane of Max Anderson. They come off at 4. Couldn't quite get there. For 4th, Lightning under attack from Benny Watson. 21 laps to go in the 5 Energy 400. Side by side for 4th. Watson trying to get by Dale Lightning. He does do that. Johnny Gardner is closed in the 6th position. Eli Bright is 7th in the battle. Sebastian Kukla and Nathan Stapleton is 9th. And Alexander up into the top 10. Where has he come from? Look back at 3 cars pull away in the battle for the race lead. Anderson leads. Nichols once again to the bottom lane. Can't stay down there though. Gets tight. 20 laps to go now in the 5 Energy 400. We're more than halfway through this event. Friesen looks for a 2nd in the 38. Didn't have the run. Nichols with a better run this time through 1 and 2, but gets tight. And now Friesen trying to take advantage down the backstretch. Nichols trying to block down low. Off into 3. Nichols trying to bury it down to the bottom. Couldn't quite get there. 3 cars in a line. Watson is 4th, looking. If these guys get side by side, he'll definitely gain. Dale Lightning's just behind him. Johnny Gardner, Eli Bright, Nathan Stapleton come up to the front. Nichols once again with the peak. Down low on Max Anderson as they come off turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Can he keep it down there? He has a run. He has a nose. Can he keep that nose? He couldn't. Friesen goes high. But now look at the run. To the bomb. Nichols. Side by side with Anderson as they come off to 4. Watson and Lightning have caught back up. Nichols still trying to stay beside Anderson. Down low he goes into turn 1. Way down low. It's a weird entry into the corner. That was almost straight. 3 wide for a second. Watson. A big move. Can he go 3 wide for the race lead? Anderson with a great run at the top. There's still 3 wide. 5 cars in a pack down the backstretch. Watson pushes Friesen up. Watson trying to get to 2nd. Dale Lightning trying to get to 2nd in the 51. Johnny Gardner now coming in to make it a 6-car breakaway. Nichols has broken away though. He's your race lead. Watson still trying to grab 2nd. Gardner going for a top 5. Watson grabs 2nd. 3rd. Anderson going to keep it. Dale Lightning 4th. Here comes Johnny Gardner in the 43 down low. Couldn't quite get there. But he keeps it top 5. Friesen and Stapleton make side contact. Stapleton had such a huge run. Friesen was so slow, they made some contact. Eli Brent, the 88, marched up on this battle in the draft. Now Eli could look on Stapleton for 6th. 3 wide back here. Colton Young moves to Bash Kuklon up the track and gets 2 for 1 right there. Big move. Eli and Stapleton for 6th. Front 5 have pulled away. It's about for a second. Max Harrison underneath Benny Watson. Almost 4 wide back there. Moves being made. Harrison 2nd. Nichols pulls away. Dale Lightning in the 51 trying to get to the bottom of Harrison. Johnny Gardner moved up to 4th in the 43 car. Up front, 3 Chevys, then 2 Fords. Another few Chevys. Another Ford. First Toyota is Justin Zeidel in the 15th position. Toyota's struggling here today at Kansas. 3 wide up the road. Alexander Rowe, Carter Friesen, Nathan Stapleton, a 3 wide mess. This could cause disaster into turn 1. Luckily, Friesen got clear, else that could have been a big mess. Look at Yepes with the run the 1 car. Could get to the inside. Stapleton right here trying to grab a top 10. Could get to the inside. Friesen as well. They really got log jammed up in 1 and 2. Oh, Bowers right onto the back of Stapleton. Really tight. Almost into the back of him. Look back up ahead. Colton Yost just grabbed 6 from Eli Bright. Max Harrison has broke away from the battles behind. Now he's closing in on Isaac Nichols up ahead. Then behind, Gardner and Benny Watson side by side for 3rd and 4th. Dale Lightning's 5th. Yo is 6th. Eli Bright 7th. Kukulon is 8th. He has 2 wins this season. He's 2nd in points. Your points leader right now, Louis Jactavo, is stuck in 36th. Ball and TJ Hanley's only just a few spots up the road, so Kukulon could get some big points here. Let's see where Stab Leo is. Remember, he took 2 tires on the stop. He has fallen, and he's still falling. Down now, 25th. Make it 26. He just got passed by his teammate, Joe Jefferson. And Luke Rainey started outside the front row. He's fallen back into this madness as Nichols leads Anderson. Watson is 3rd. 4th is Dale Lightning, who is in a battle with Colton Yo, Eli Bright, and Johnny Garner is falling outside the top 5 now as he must have really had a mistake. 1-2. Yellow is out. This could be a late restart. Oh, involved. There's a car in the fence off of turn number 4, and there's so many cars. Lloyd, there's Trey Rainey. I saw Luke Rainey. Jake West again. Mac Johnson. That's the big one here at Kansas. Something we hope we don't see it. We just saw it. Big one off of turn 4. There was a car in the catch fence. I think it might have been Mac Johnson. Now to these guys too. Is Nichols coming down pit lane? 48 car to the pits. He must think that they don't have enough fuel. Either this is a strategy call by Nichols or there is something wrong on the 48 car. Could be the best strategy anyone's played, or it could be the worst decision anyone's made. Nichols from the race lead surrenders the lead now to Max Harrison in the 47. We'll see what happens. Bring out the caution. There's a big crash. And the big pack that we're focusing on. Luke Rainey won them. He's done. Here's the contact that initiated the crash. Mac Johnson in the 24, Jake West in the 14. Johnson slides up into West. They make contact, get hooked together, and look at the ride that the 24 goes on. Another wild ride for Mac Johnson. He goes up and over. It gets caught in the fence. Luke Rainey comes in with nowhere to go. He nails the 14. Stabler does a great job almost getting through. There's Lloyd hitting the 2. Here comes Trey Rainey into it. Luke goes up off the ground. Rainey then hits Jake West, and he goes up and over, or on his side. Yeah, I don't think that 95 ever rolled completely, but what a scary crash for so many drivers. Some hard hits, and we have a few onboard cameras to show you. First, look at this in real time, and then maybe from a few different camera angles as well. See, Johnson just up a little too high, and that's all it takes. And Luke Rainey bounced off, and then here comes the 19 into it. There's the 95, Trey Rainey hitting hard. Up on the side. What a mess this was. TJ Hanley was back at the back of the pack. I believe he's actually able to miss the 2nd in points coming in the race, and he just gained a bunch of positions from what happened in front. They can see the 24 in the fence. And TJ's just getting it slowed down. You can see the carnage happening below him, and right there does a great job just getting high. There's Stablio with his damage into the outside wall, so maybe that could have affected the steering on that 10 car. Lee Jack Taylor was just behind his teammate TJ Hanley. Points leader, he missed this one as well. Yeah, great job by Octavio there to get by. I saw Code Luigi in the 42. I don't know if he got damaged, but he was right in the middle of what happened. Let's see it. He did a great job. He slowed it down enough. He got by. He gained some positions right there. And then Luke Rainey has an onboard. He also has our visor cam for this race. Started outside the front row, and that number 2 car is junk. It's toast. Some cars did a great... They just got by some cars. Jeff Bryce saw John Gammett, Jay Jefferson. There was Luke getting lifted up off the ground. We'll see it from his cockpit. There you can see the damage. Luke Rainey's day done. Yeah, he really just had nowhere to go. He was just in a bad spot. You can't slow a car down in time, and this is definitely going to affect Luke in points. He was in the top 10 coming into this race. Well, with that, Nichols led us back. However, there is either an issue or some pit stretch in the 48. He went down pit road. Max Anderson now gets the race lead with a late race restart here at Kansas. We are going back green, lap number 35. Jake West, Luke Rainey, Danny Lloyd, Mac Johnson, and James Dablio out from that crash. 36 cars left on the racetrack. Nichols will restart 34th with some more fuel. Max Anderson out front. Benny Watson second. Colton Yo third. Eli Bright fourth. Dale Lightning in fifth. Restart green flag. Anderson gets away, and Watson may have spun the tires. Got 7 laps left. Do they have enough fuel to make it? For third, Eli Bright and Colton Yobel allows Watson to kind of hold his breath just a little bit. Gets a breather down the backstretch. No one went with Eli. Here comes Kukulon to the bottom lane. Off into turn 3 where it comes C6 to go. Up front, 2 cars break away. Behind a big battle, third on back. Watson right to the back of the 47. Can he get beside Max Anderson and by him? Off into turn 1, still on his bumper. 47 a little bit higher, Watson a little bit lower. Down the backstretch, 47 pulled just a little bit. Where comes C5 to go. Once we get to that line, if the yellow comes out, the race is over. Anderson up the track. Watson wants to get out the run as they come off turn number 4. This time looking to the inside down the front stretch. He gets a nose. Side by side, 5 to go. Yellow out, the race is over. Watson to the inside to get by Max Anderson. Now can Anderson try and regroup and get out there. Here comes Eli Brighton third with the draft. He could have a shot at this thing before it's over. Kukulon looking for his third this season. He's 4th. Johnny Gardner in battle with Colton Yo for 5th. Watson, though, we've seen he's had the strongest car today. If he gets out front, I don't know if anyone can catch him. Here comes Eli for 2nd, though. The 88 car is on a charge. A slow pit stop, meaning he got more fuel in the car. Wow, close there between Anderson and Kukulon. Down the backstretch. Yeah, Eli had a slower pit stop there, so it must mean they got more fuel in the car, and he fell back to 18th when he marched his way up inside the top 10 within a few laps of the restart. Now here he finds himself in 2nd, but trying to run down Benny Watson is a big ways ahead, and has a whole crowd of cars behind him for 2nd. We have 3 laps to go. Here comes Kukulon for 3rd. Couldn't quite get there. Eli up the track. Here comes Anderson to the bottom. 47 cars side by side with the 88. This is only hurting their cars trying to run down Watson. Down the backstretch. Once again, do they have enough fuel? Or is Nichols pitting just a fluke? Whoa, Anderson really up. Watson's coming down. They don't have enough fuel. But now does a caution come out? Caution is out. That's it. Anderson led them back. That's the race. They're back onto pit road. Larry Bouchard Jr. and others. Patrick Smith and Anderson has to have enough fuel for 2 pace laps and they'll win. That's the thing. Who has enough fuel to make it? It's going to be the longest 3 miles of some of these drivers' lives. It's going to be 1.5 miles now. Who has enough fuel to make it? They're obviously going to stay out. But now, if a car stumbles... Oh, man. Where's Nichols at in the 48? How many positions did that net him? He's up here. 77's out. John Gammett's out. On the pit road he goes from the 15th position. Nathan Stapleton is just went on the pit road from the 5th position. Anderson holding his breath at the white flag. Who has enough fuel? Less than 1.5 miles left. Anderson trying to get to victory lane. Eli Bright's been so long. Kukulon looking for his third this season. Gardner trying to get back on the right footing. Griffin Lynn trying to back up last season's championship with the win here. Jay Jefferson in the new Pizza Hut scheme debuting here. How about a top 10 for him if he can get it around? Dale Lightning trying to rebound. Jeff Bright with a great result. Bowers, Taylor. Who's going to make it? If Anderson can make it off of 4, I believe he may have it. It's a big if, though. We saw 5th and 15th come down. It's going to be close. Off of 4. Anderson has half a straightaway left, and he's a Gatorade Cup Series winner at Kansas. Down the front stretch, he's going to make it. Max Anderson saves the fuel, and he'll win the 5-hour Energy 400 here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Pit strategy late. Some come down, some don't have to. And Patrick Smith involved in a crash with Larry Bouchard Jr. That's what ends it. Once those cars started coming down pit road, we knew something was going to happen. Just, you check up so much, and right here the checkup is big. Tyler Fink is down low 3. He's trying to get up, and he gets up into Smith, who gets up into Bouchard. In this angle right here, it puts the 17 on his side, and I don't know if he goes up and over, but he takes a wild ride. We'll see right here off the fence. It looks like it might stay on all 4s. That's close. It did. But what a wild ride that Larry Bouchard Jr. and Patrick Smith just took, and Tyler Fink caught up in it as well. There's Nichols right ahead of what happened. Did gain a good amount of positions right there, but obviously that's a heartbreaker for Nichols, but it did work out for him. He may not have had enough fuel. And right here, look at the pass that Anderson puts on Eli right here to get himself up. Right here. Watson's away, but he's coming down pit road this time. They may be telling each other right here, the spotters may be, hey, 32's pitting. 47 wants to get up right here, and he almost wrecks Eli in the process of doing that right there. Slides up right in front of him, chucks up in front of Eli, and the 88 tried to get to the outside. The yellow's out. That's what ends in Anderson beats the 88 back to victory, or back to the line to win the 5 Energy 400 at Kansas. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the 5 Energy 400 at Kansas. There were 3 caution flags for 10 laps and 7 lead changes among 5 different drivers. Max Anderson led the most laps in this race, 14 to get to victory lane. Eli Bright slow close to victory lane again, but he'll have to wait another race. He ends up 2nd. Special Kukulon ends up 3rd. Johnny Gardner with an impressive 4th. And Griffin Lynn moves up to 5th. They have Jay Jefferson in 6th, Dale Lightning in 7th, Jeff Bright 8th, Carson Bowers 9th, and Steven Taylor rounding up the top 10. There's your top 20. You can see some of these drivers that netted some big gains after staying out an extra lap, and the caution coming out. TJ Hanley, Jake Galloway, Lou Jack Tavo, Nichols, Baker, with all that damage with Hamill and Fink, they end up top 20. Not bad for them. Rest of the field, Stapleton came down at the white flag lap, so he must have been out of fuel. He ends up 21st. Benny Watson, 23rd, starting pulled at 11 laps, so was leading, and he had to come down pit road for fuel. It's a tough break right there. All these drivers below him also came down pit road for fuel. Colton Yo, Zidell, Yepez, Friesen, Marshall, Raines, Gambit, Luigi, Sampson, Joe Jefferson. Larry Bouchard Jr. out from that crash. 33 cars finished the race. All these drivers involved in big crashes. Let's now look at the point standings. 8 races in. Here are the point standings after Kansas. Louis Jack Table still has that point lead, but it has shrunk down to 79 points. Sebastian Kukulon keeps his 2nd position in points. Max Anderson, the win, moves up to 3rd in points. TJ Henley down to 4th, but still with those 2 victories in a pretty good spot right now to make the chase. And Jeff Bright rounds out the top 5 in points. Nathan Stapleton, even after come down pit road, he ends up 6th in points. Taylor Ryan Price in 7th. Steven Taylor 8th. Carter Friesen 9th. And Dale Lanning moves his way back up to the top 10. There's your top 20. Just outside, Nichols is only 2 points back. Sampson's only 7 back. Jake Galloway is 18 back. Luke Rainey, 27 back. Griffin Lynn's only 28 back. So these drivers still pretty close to the top 10 points. Still pretty close, and so many drivers can move up. And obviously we have that all-star race where winner Vic gets an automatic berth in the chase. So someone down here, Larry Bouchard Jr., Jack Marshall, that have wins. Maybe some drivers that are already in, like Code Luigi, or some other champions that are down here. Could they possibly try and steal something here in the All-Star race that's coming up shortly? But they could still turn their season around. Still tons of time left. We've got so many races left for the chase. Watson looked like he was going to rebound his season right here at Kansas, but fades down to the middle part of the finishing results. He's still 42nd. John Thorne's down to 41st. Jake West. Some of these drivers just have not had the luck this season. West with 5 DNFs in 8 races. So we head to the next race, just like the Kansas Motor Speedway. It's Chicagoland Speedway for the Geico 400. I'll see you guys then.